Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Ace Attorney Apollo Justice, and we're about to talk about Magna Fee's diary that was forged by Vera.
I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius you might call her.
Precious little girl outshining her father. There's so much, like, there's always so many themes in Ace Attorney games about, like, the prodigy. About the young up-and-comer coming in and, like, destroying the old person or doing stuff better than the older person. And we even had it in this game as well with, like, Clavier. You know what I mean? Like, it's really impressive that they always are able to keep this theme going throughout the entire series. There's been a lot of that going around recently. Yes.
I let her play in the studio and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I bought they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now.
You could have prevented that, though. You know what I mean? You could have been like, hey, play with this instead. You definitely encouraged it. We're not going to be acting like this is like some virtuous thing that you did. People who live in Japan as well. I know I do have Japanese viewers and people who live in Japan and people who have lived in Japan for years. You can let me know. Is there a culture in Japan like where like there is a lot of reminiscing maybe about, like, that's in everyone, you know, everyone reminisces, but there's like a lot of like media in Japan that is based around, at least that I watch, that is based around like, say, like more of a young adult teenager crowd. And is that just because like that is like in more of a story, or is that just like what has appealed to the American audience or the Western audience more, which is the idea of reminiscing about the past and reminiscing about being a teenager and reminiscing about like those times when you had less responsibilities? Just let me, like, if you can tell me about that, because again, I only know like what's presented to me, I guess. Do I detect a bit of fatherly pride? Yeah, he's happy. He's happy about this. So Vera is the one who made this page. Would you know who the client was then?
Actually, the client came once here to the studio.
What? Why didn't you say sooner?
But their face was covered. They did not want to talk to me.
So they talked to your daughter?
I will speak only with the artist, the client told me.
You could have prevented it. You could have said no in the end. You probably could have said no, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure if someone said, I want to speak to Trucy alone, I would be like, no. You know, Phoenix would say, no, that's not happening. Hopefully he'd say no. Then that little girl is the key to our mystery, the client's true identity. Your daughter. So Vera is going to be, of course she's going to be very important. She's a suspect. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more? Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? I'll talk to Vera. Let's talk to Vera. Mr. Mission, I have a request.
Let me guess. You'd like to speak with my daughter.
Can I?
My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so actually. With only one exception.
Which was?
Oddly enough, it was that client.
What?
I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing.
What?
It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort.
Please let me speak with her.
All right.
Uh-oh. This could be tough. So, what do we know, like, we'll talk to her anyway. Well, like, here we go, Vera. Yeah. What do we know that we can break her out of this? Because they're going to have to make us do something about it. Vera, was it? Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer and pianist. Still looking for the keys that say do, re, mi. Can't find them anywhere. Okay, he's, that's like such an adult joke that's trying to, like, get true to a kid, right? Like, where it's like, I'm such an idiot. And by the way, that works on like little like 4-year-olds. Like if you walk up to a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old and say, I'm ugly, they go, oh my God. He said he's ugly. I'm no good at this. I need something to get through to this girl. So something. Oh, does it mean like present something? We know that like from examining this, right? That wasn't it this here? Hold on a second, can we examine this again? Because maybe I'm wrong about this. This here. Yeah. We can assume that, like, we know that this stamp was used by her, right? We know the stamp was used by her, but also there's the bottle. Her ball of nail polish is here as well. The letter she received, the red letter, is here too. So this is her desk. So could we say that she's like into... Hold on a second here. Could we say that she is like, she's into like... Let's try it. And then there's this. My stamp. Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yes, so this stamp, how can I keep her talking? Great magicians, aren't they? Isn't True Gramarye amazing? Oh my god, is this gonna work? Oh. I especially like those two, Zach and Valent. I mean, they're just so magical. Aren't they? Oh, the poor girl. Whenever I go to one of the shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know?
Me too. I love them. They're so cool. It's like they're like magic, yeah.
So this is it, man, talking about their interests. Okay, 100% the client was Kristoff. And the reason I say this is because now we know that Kristoff also had one of these. He had one of these on the letter as well. Right? Yes. All right, she's talking. Not saying much, but it's a start.
I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Gramarye Museum of Magic.
The Gramarye Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So have you been to one of the shows?
Just once, when I was little, with Father.
The Gramarye on stage.
It was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing.
Oh, she's really into it.
Cutting apart, putting back together. They do it all.
Yeah. Maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You know? About Zach and Valent, maybe?
Oh, sure.
All right. Better get asking before she changes her mind. There we go. Oh, wow. Vera, let's talk about you.
I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here.
Why don't you like the outside?
There's bad people out there.
Heck yeah. Too right. Well, true, but there's lots of good people too.
Actually, I should tell you. She was always kidnapped once.
Oh, wow. That creates a lot of trauma. Kidnapped?
Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
I see. Wait. But that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Gramarye Museum. With you, in fact.
Yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. She was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me.
That person gave me a good luck charm. Which person gave you a good luck charm? A good luck charm?
When I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something, a gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was.
It's the polish.
Father, I told you to keep that secret. That's what it is. Good luck. That's what she has it with her all the time. She still has it with her all the time.
This is what I have to hear about. Forgeries, first of all. I feel so bad for when she does that face. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things.
I really like painting. A lot. Father's always very happy about when I paint them exactly the same.
So you did this too?
Oh yes, that was my first job.
Your first?
All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. The pen slips the way the writer held a pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer.
She seems happy. Odd, her work was the last nail in the Gramarye coffin. I guess no one told her. The True Gramarye stamp.
They're the best in the world.
Huh? Oh, you mean the True Gramarye? Of course.
Father gave it to me.
Your father?
But I asked him about it.
He didn't know how you got it.
I guess I just took it, yeah.
Took it?
Father got a letter from that person.
That person, you mean? That letter was from the client?
Oh, we talked about the Gramarye's forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it.
They're a sneaky one, this client. So they were trying to get on her good side. There we go. Yes, yes, easily we know who it is now. Easily. So you met the person that asked you to do this job? And you talked with them? What's this about good luck charm you received?
I can't talk about it.
Huh?
If I do, it won't work anymore.
That's what I was told. That is totally totally manipulative behavior. 110% what he did there. Awful. Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Oh, here we go. The sound of the chains always starts like the start to the Motor City Machine Guns theme song. And like every time I hear it, I just get flashbacks. Time to some psych unlocking. Let's go. Let's try it. She's adorable. She's adorable. Great outfit too. Great cardigan. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp? No, that's not why. They listened to me. To my problem, that could be a big deal for people. The problem? That keeps her inside all this time? Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. It's not the way you should phrase it to her, right? Like, it's like, hey, you don't have to go outside. You know, we can work on this eventually, but you don't have to go outside right now. When absolutely you have to go out, all I had to do was use the good luck charm. A good luck charm? That your client gave you? I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? This here? She had it with her at the trial as well. This is what they gave you, wasn't it? Ah! The same bottles over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right? Oh, there's one broken. It almost feels bad breaking this girl's cyclocks. I heard once, cosmetics were once taught to ward off evil. Really? This is a magic bottle. It has the power. Of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting anymore on that one. Dude, at this stage, we know that there's some mystical, magical powers going on here. We know. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client? There you go. This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. Oh, I feel so bad for her. He's a lawyer, actually. I promised. I promised not to tell. Honestly, very negligent from the father here. Can I just be honest with that? Like again, if Trucy came to me and said, and if I was working with like a client and one of the clients said, I want to talk to Trucy alone. I know Trucy would be like, I'll do it, but like at this, like I think it's different now because Trucy's been so many cases, but like I would not let Trucy do this. You know what I mean? Trucy would not be allowed to do that. The client, in my opinion, anyway. That's why I would not let her do that. I'm sorry, I can't talk about the client, I promised. Girl, this dude, like, has twisted you and messed you around a bit. I'm just gonna say that to you right now, girl. Don't mind him at all. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work. I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then, yeah? I think they might be the devil. Huh? Or maybe an angel? What do you mean? I saw it, or I think I saw it, when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face. Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's? No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile. So where did you see this devil then? It was so quick, I don't remember well. What? That's so scary. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like the other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm. I'm not sure what this devil is she saw, but it's pretty clear that Christoph Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all. I'll believe now. Who's the devil? I'm sorry for what happened. If you want to apologize, try my client, Zach Grammary. Yeah, exactly. Phoenix, very mature response. Did I do something bad? No, don't worry about it, girl. Don't worry. Don't worry. What makes you think that? Don't worry about it. Your eyes, they're sad. Very sad. See, this is the thing as well. I imagine that like an artist would notice things way quicker than other people, right? I'll put on my smile next time I come, I promise. Oh, Phoenix. You sweetheart and 10 halves. I would see you smile then too, Vera. Oh. Okay. Oh! I'm done. Take care. I'm absolutely done. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger. I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it was already too late. So sweet. Such a sweetheart. On all fronts. You know, two sweethearts just talking to each other. So we're done with Drew Studio. So what do we even have that we can do now? We still have the Solitary Cell. We have the Borscht Bowl Club. So the question he asked us was like, why wouldn't he talk about his wife, right? That was the question he asked us. Let's try. Okay, I'm trying to think now. Let's try and talk to Valent again. This is crazy. It's actually really cool. The mechanic itself is actually really cool. I'm actually enjoying myself quite a bit. I'm enjoying myself, mama. That's my song I wrote. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take the life, even not for long in this world. That's asking someone to commit murder.
Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales.
That's Zach Marie's voice. Try the other one. And he got his wish and taken his life. What Wings could be so powerful to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess is it was a matter of life or death.
Care to explain?
Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier, the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it?
Let us make this as painless as possible.
If you have proof of this danger, then show it. The gun. The gun. Because also, remember we saw that flash forward at the start? We saw, like, what seemed to be these two boys shooting the middle girl. Talesa. Jesus, I got messed up there, didn't I? Let's go. There's a bit of danger for you. There's a bit of danger for you.
Why, that's one of ours.
Specifically designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot.
What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers.
Maybe you're murder magicians. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. There's one done. Okay, one done. Zach and Valent's quick draw shoot him. There it is, yeah.
How long has it been since those shots were last heard?
Was the shooting cancelled because of something might get hurt? It was Talesa. We saw the flash forward. Remember this?
Of course, what other reason could there be?
Well, it could have been cancelled because someone had already been hurt.
Fascinating, my Faustian forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol?
Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage?
The performance of magic is not concerned with what ifs. It's concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim was shot?
Looks like I've chosen the right path. I think we know this. Yeah, Talesa, right? A life was sacrificed so this show might go on. And this shows who it was. I think we can do all these. Wait, it's not a person? Oh, the only other thing we have then is this one. Yeah, Talesa. There he is, yeah. There you go. There we go.
A word, if I may.
Yes?
Does it excite you to know the standard critical moment of your quest?
Yeah, it does, sort of.
Then you never make it on stage. You're not fit to be... Oh, maybe not.
So we didn't get that right, okay. I hadn't actually been considering that as a career option. Okay, so that's not what shows Talesa. A life sacrifice will go on, the show... A life of sacrifice, the show must go on. Oh, maybe... Maybe Magnifi? Oh, maybe this is how we show Talesa. That is... Okay, great. Okay, fine. Okay, I just did the wrong thing. Okay, that makes sense. So I guess now we know for the future that if we want to present Talesa to someone, we show the locket. Because we did that before when we presented to Zach. But that's Zach Remry's wife and Trucy's mother. Talesa, I believe, was her name.
Ah, look at that!
There's another one broken. Oh, can we keep doing this though?
But how can you say this? How could you say she was struck by one of our bullets?
Still in denial mode, eh? Talesa was at the greatest risk of being shot. And this clearly shows how just much danger she was in. Wait, what? So, okay, this whole first sheet, not a thing. This whole first page of evidence, not even close. It's the second page we have to look at. The gun was already used. This was already used. This is just a transfer of rights. This is the good luck charm. Mr. Hack couldn't have done anything. He's a freaking saint. Does charity every freaking day and the diary. So like are we going to say this because it's the only one left? It's the only one we can present. And we can say that like she was like in the middle or she was a part of this troupe as well. But it's not, even if we get it wrong, we still have 3 lives, right? If we get it wrong, we still have 3 lives. That's fine. True Gramarye's performance are very, very popular. So popular they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fail. Oh, so it's about the popularity? Okay. We're not merely the latest craze. We were an age, a golden age. It's all here on this stamp. There's Talisa, yes. Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know. Okay, we have 1 more left. A part of his memory is still locked up. There's one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troop was a world unto itself. If our leader Magnifi was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Valent's got a point. If one of the troop's members died in an accident and Magnifi covered it up, his innocence would be come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright. I'm so close. There has to be something about Talisa's death that could affect Zack and Valent's relation with Magnifi. It's his freaking daughter! It's his daughter! I see in your eyes you still have something to say. How could you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Talisa's accident's tied to your hands completely with a person. With evidence or with a person? If we say a person... There we go, we present Talisa. There we go, we present Talisa. It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accident on Zack was tied to both your hands, and this information proves why Magnifi held so much power over you. Because it was his daughter. Right? It wasn't a question of who shot Talisa. Talisa herself was the problem. Yeah, it was the daughter of your freaking master, my dudes. But, like, here's the thing, though. Like, if it was an accident, accidents happen in those stunts all the time. Wouldn't you understand? It's like, hey, my daughter knows what she was getting into. Okay, that sounds so harsh. Like, dude, understand why your daughter's freaking dead. Like, understand why your daughter's shot, dude. Like, of course that's not nice, you know? But I guess I was just saying, like, in terms of, like, the actual trade of it. What do you mean? She was Zack Gramarye's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter. Did we do it? There was a terrible accident. We did it. And the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was. It was. It was an accident. Oh, there's the rabbits. There we go. I thought this was going to be the last one we were going to do. But we have it unlocked. Blackmail. So that's why he was blackmailed. Well, why would he... Again, why wouldn't he understand? There's no proof. None at all. But Talisa went missing. And your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put 1 and 1 together. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Gramarye? The valiant master, Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter, and his 2 disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into the faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident. But that is all it was, an accident. I believe it. I actually do believe it. I don't believe Zack would ever harm Talisa. Zack and Valence toured the force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly straight towards the beautiful body on stage. And then crash, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. Yeah, we saw this, didn't we? We saw a version of this. At the time, I thought, I was like, it looks like Trucy, right? I thought it was Trucy. I think I said that, didn't I? It looked like Trucy. But as for the whole bullet... Oh, it was he who shot the bullet, though. So maybe it wasn't an accident. We shall never know the answer. Talisa disappeared from our lives and Zack was bereft of his wife. Bereft is like an absence of. Trucy lost her mother. And Magnifi his daughter. And that led to the blackmail, I take it. It is all a part and parcel of the darkness that comes with the curtain falls. The darkness. The darkness. Why did Magnifi Gramarye try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is that it was a critical time for the troop, Gramarye. A passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zack and Valent. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Talisa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not.
What do you mean?
In time, we, myself and Zack, found we could no longer oppose Magnafie's wishes. Magnafie forced us to perform his art for his benefit.
I see. I guess I can understand.
I mean, he did lose his only daughter. Yes, 100%, man. It's like that, the pain of that, man. I couldn't even imagine. Imagine us losing Trucy. That would kill me. But do you not find cowardice in his actions?
Huh?
To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing, but then to hang the death as a guillotine above our heads.
Things were dark behind the scenes in the Troop Army, that's for sure. Does Trucy know?
She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that the father might have taken their mother's life?
True.
I had not thought of that accident for a very long time.
I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot.
Not to find Magnafie's slayer, I should think.
True.
After that accident, there was one who came sniffing, quite persistently.
A reporter?
He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room doing his research.
Would you happen to remember his name?
What was his name? Sorry, I've forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack.
Yes! Oh my god, everything ties together so well!
I liked him not.
I'm not a big fan of him either, but he's actually like one of the most truthful people in our whole system.
His name? I do not recall, but it's scent. The cloying aroma of mint. There it is. Yeah, the mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which is far too often.
I see. Thanks for your help.
It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds.
That's true. And that's what's been happening. So, like, this whole trial is more about, like, the very distant past and Phoenix's past. And I feel like Phoenix is done with this trial that's coming up now that we're going to be doing. I feel like Phoenix has, like, made a trial where he can uncover all the truth at once. I'm sorry. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over the Troop Grand Marie, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from the darkness. The reporter you mentioned, the newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. Though, I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile and that sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss thin thread connecting Zack Grand Marie to this world great line. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. So we're done with I thought he was gonna be last. I legit thought he was gonna be last. Okay, so I guess the only thing we could do with these. Okay. I was like, I thought I moved it by accident. Okay, so let's move to the Borscht Bowl Club again. I actually think that we have an idea of what we can say to him now with why he would want to not talk about his wife. It's the accident. The accident happened, so we can maybe present the gun. Present the gun to your friends. Give him a gun, it will never ever end. Give him a gun to your friends. They love guns. Guns. That's my song, I wrote it. This? There we go. The three of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet there's another story behind the fame. One that not many know. Thalassa lost her life during a rehearsal. To you and Valent, Grand Marie's bullets?
It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Thalassa?
I 100% believe you. I'm sure Valent would say the same thing. Well, it's just like another murder I might mention.
Damn you.
There's one down.
Her eyes, I loved Thalassa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She is dead, and Magnafie Grand Marie has joined her.
So the only one with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zack?
I do not know. I don't need any power to see that one, buddy. So there's someone else, someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited Thalassa's power. Oh no, how would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one has already occurred. There's someone else with the power, and I know who. Is Apollo related to Trucy, or like his descendant from Trucy and Thalassa? If that's the case, that is an insane reveal. That is an insane. Wait a second. Let's just take a look at Apollo here, and then take a look at Thalassa. Maybe. But also it could just be the bracelet. Maybe we're gonna find something else about the bracelet. Let's present Apollo anyway. He definitely has that power. He has a similar power. This boy? His name is, I forget, something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend at a friend's law offices. So what are we to make of this great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like. But you could at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Thalassa. Actually, more of a ring. The ring, it's the bracelet. We need to find it. Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just happen to have evidence showing this missing link. Not yet. Not yet, we don't. Let's go. Okay. We have to go find it. Let's go. So, Drew Studio is the next one on the list. So let's go to Drew Studio. Is this the Drew Studio present day? Or like, it's not present day, but like... Oh yeah, present day. Drew Studio.
Well, what do we have here?
Remember me?
Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar, end quote.
Can I ask you what you're doing here? That would be insane if he's related to Thalassa, by the way. If I cannot wait to get the reveal, if we do get a reveal.
Oh yes, I know. How I know, yes. It's caused me to no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he tracked down case just a little quicker, end quote.
Were you on the trail of the case the whole time?
Zach Gremery was a good friend.
Zach said something to that effect back at the Borscht Bull Club.
What a character, what a man. If little, a lot, though extremely rough around the edges.
Do you think I could ask you a few questions?
Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not the other way around, end quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking all sorts of things lately.
So we have to, talk to him about, so family of forgers. It was tragic what happened to Drew Misham and his daughter.
Forgery is a serious crime and they paid the price. You know what really did them in though, don't you?
Yes, a forged diary page.
The night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I hadn't known.
What's that?
We always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potato have eyes. End quote.
That's horrible to think. Being watched, you mean he felt guilty?
No, I'm not talking about feelings here. I felt watched too.
He's looking around, look at him.
The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back and neck, freaks out, end quote.
End quote. Because he felt guilty?
Why would I feel guilty?
Yeah, he's actually been the most honest dude in the history of Ace Attorney. You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what that all means. Paranoid? Wait. And you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves?
Nerves? No, it's nothing. So mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Gremery got robbed after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then for 7 years he talks to no one, not a soul. Then just as the remaining time was almost up, He contacts me to have this made.
And then he dies. Oh, you were bad luck. Stop doing that to your tongue, please.
It's time to put the pieces together, are we?
And you were being watched this whole time? So he's being watched.
Maybe not just me, maybe you were too.
Oh, that's kind of creepy. That's kind of creepy. Me? So maybe they are watching him. And that's how they're getting such an attention to like this case, I guess. You know, by the way, the toothbrush and his hair is definitely a reference to that he like, you know, a reporter running through stuff like, you know, very like delicately, I guess. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just they like having a toothbrush. I meant to through that case actually. You mean the shooting of Magnifique Grand Marie?
No, before that. It's not widely known.
You mean the accident during the quick draw shooting practice?
My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I want it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy. All for me.
You know what I mean? Like, a little puppy's probably very easy to make happen.
I was younger then, and then my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now.
Valiant Grand Marie didn't mention what particular nosy reporter.
In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnifique Grand Marie at the time. I knew his daughters too, of course. Talisa, was it?
Really?
Then Talisa disappeared quite suddenly at that.
Isn't that such like, it's such a normal thing to happen. And it happens like, to me, like it's something that like is so normal to happen too. Where like, this really annoying dude that nobody likes, right? And like, I'm not saying nobody likes him, but you know, it's a really annoying guy who is constantly just being like aggressive and like intrusive. And then you find out he's friends with all like the cool people. And it's like, oh, that's why he's here. You know what I mean? It's like how is this dude like this dude's like he's so weird. He's so annoying. And I mean weird, and I don't mean weird in like a bad way or like, you know, like in a good way. I mean that he's always like trying to like pester people. He's always like being very intrusive. And then like you go like, oh, he's friends with everyone. Okay, everyone likes him. So there's something about him that people trust. And we found out he was very truthful.
And mind if he wouldn't say a word about it.
So he can be trusted, I guess, is what we're talking about here.
My evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on a feeding frenzy. End quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Talisa's husband, see?
Zach Graham, that's probably where we became friends.
Something strange was in the air over at Troop Grand Marie in those days. The whole screwy mental control disciple scene started by then, I'm guessing. Talisa, she was part of it, all right. Come on, you can tell me off the record.
Sorry, I don't know.
Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant.
He does describe you as a good people, as somebody you can trust, so maybe, I don't know.
He's been waiting this whole time, 7 years, eh?
Waiting?
For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of Magnifique Miracle. Of course it was all a dream. Because of this.
The performance rights.
In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zach and Valiant?
So Valiant waited until Zach died legally, at least?
The time finally comes and Valiant's like a kid on Christmas morning. He gets getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know? If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to put a bit of a damper on the big show.
He's a sorry one, that Valiant, so Valiant doesn't want that getting out. Remember he was like, I want to see that letter. Can I open that letter? Remember he was like, can I open that? We were like, no, you can't. Lost out to his partner
at work and in love too. So
wait, what?
It's the same old story, really.
So he loved Talisa?
2 disciples and the mentor's only daughter. What has 3 sides and all of them pointy? A love triangle.
Rochelle, you are giving us so much good information here. Thank God he's nosy. Thank God he is. That is a pretty classic.
When you're a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like a family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing.
And in the middle of all this, Talisa has Trucy. And then she dies. And you find out more about this Talisa. Should we present him the Talisa picture? Because we're not done here. Mr. Burchell, do you know this person?
Do I know that person? Of course. I was friends with Zach after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually. But still, I'd never forget his wife.
Talisa Gramarye. Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her?
Well, why the heck not?
He's gonna love this, man. He loves being the center of attention, too. There we go. So Talisa married Zach and had Trucy, see?
It was her second marriage, actually.
You mean she was divorced? I was about to do his voice. She was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before.
Not quite. Her late husband was a performer, too. Apparently, he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They'd only been married 1 year.
I didn't know.
But she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo around of her.
Okay. Okay, we understand. She is very beautiful. She's a very beautiful lady. But yeah, it's still a little bit weird. I mean, if she's a celebrity, that's not uncommon. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the modern version of it would be when people like have a picture of them as their Twitter profile, you know? But also at the same time, you seem to know them personally. So how would they feel about you carrying around a picture of like, you know, his wife with him everywhere? You know what I mean? It'd be kind of weird.
She got the better deal, really. She got you for family, after all.
Is he talking about Trucy? Yeah, that's an incredibly sweet thing to say, Brichelle. Oh, what am I talking about? Well, like, why he has a brush? His name is Brush. He's a pun. His name is Brichelle because he has a hairbrush for hair. What do you mean?
Just reminiscing, you know. Talisa has another child besides
I just got the most chills. Apollo is related to that's Apollo. It's Apollo. I just got the most chills I've gotten in this game. Oh my god. I wish I could I need to do a face cam to show you the goosebumps on my arm. It's actually like whew. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Yes, this one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband? Her first husband who died during a performance? Yep, they had themselves a kid. And are orphaned now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Oh my, it's Apollo! It's Apollo! They said another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo? Which makes so much sense why Phoenix is so obsessed with getting Apollo as like his defend. Oh my god, it makes so much sense now. It makes so much sense.
Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know.
It makes so much sense. I won't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. So you have to get back to Trucy.
People events all get tangled together, and bigger. Oh my! This is the biggest news you've ever given me.
Don't you think? I was too busy wondering about bigger to listen to what you were saying.
Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all. I think.
Very good advice. Again, Brochelle's a very smart dude. Like, you know, I mean, I always called him like weird and like was kind of annoyed by him sometimes, but he's actually like very, very like smart. He is very smart. Maybe so, but still, I have to do what I can, and I have to tell what I find to those who come next.
Next, you say?
I'm not the one who will close this curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Magnifi. I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of all of this. What do you mean?
Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power.
Brichelle, you are dropping every dose of information we need. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy?
But it was the same with Magnifi. And with his daughter, Talisa.
It's a strange thing. You think it's some Gramarye gene?
Magnifi told me once back when Zach married Talisa. He said Zach has a good eyes. But not good like Gramarye's eyes. Not that good.
I wonder if Zach ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Gramarye secret was?
Maybe nobody now that Zach's gone.
Zach Gramarye. Jesus Christ, man, it's Apollo! The plot has finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in Gramarye's fabric and grew, swallowing everything. That's what it feels like. It's swallowing everything. Wrapping itself to Gramarye's power. A power which passed from Gramarye to Talesa to the next generation. I once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Well, we can. So what's left? We finished everything over here, haven't we? No, I think we need one more, don't we? Or have we finished everything? We've finished everything over here. Oh my god. This has been so much fun. This has been such a good mechanic. Sunshine Coliseum. Let's go here. So, oh my god. So Apollo is present day Sunshine Coliseum. So after Apollo met with Valent, Phoenix met with him. Which makes sense where Phoenix was all this time, by the way. We're always like, Phoenix is gone again. Phoenix is gone again. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valent. 7 years has it been. Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came here because there's something I want to ask you. I've spoken to the press. I've nothing more to say. Dude, we go way back. Talk to me. I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized, I need to hear it from you. Let's go then. Let's talk. So what can we talk about? Magnifique Gramarye, let's go. I've walked a difficult road these past 7 years. Because you couldn't perform Magnifique's repertoire? Do not be deceived. Valent's skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hands-me-downs. No, it was my partner who slowed me on my way. Zach Gramarye. His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Zach Gramarye murdered our mentor and fled to escape the punishment for his crime. I don't think this is the truth anymore. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember as it were only yesterday. Yet that was not the way of it in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicion upon my own person never did. His partner Zach vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of press said. I had no idea. Yet that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover up the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillain distraction. And here I must stand smiling at them all. What am I if not a player in some fiendish farce? Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? There you go. Magnifique's death is still a mystery to this day. Yeah, if you don't make things clear, or give them something else to distract them, they're not going to know what to do. Which is why I came here to get the answer from you. No! No! How many? 2. Okay, 2's not bad. Let's try it. I knew I would see you sooner or later. The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. That sounds an awful like something I heard 7 years ago. Let's go. Let's try it. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. We don't know if we're gonna get this, but we can try it out. Look at the negative colors on this place are awesome. Oh, we didn't explore Drew Studio. We didn't do the background as Drew Studio. It's fine. It's fine. It's not gonna be a big deal. We'll move on. We'll come back to it. If we have time, we'll come back to it. Okay. Yeah. Usually we explore all the background areas and stuff like that. But we didn't need to in that sense, I think. So that's the only thing. Ask what you will. You'll get nothing from me. I'm as much as part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years I have endured. Now finally the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of our troop within my grasp. Sorry to do this, Valent, but right now I need answers. But I think I'll start by dropping a bomb that should shake things up. Valent, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. Let's see. All these miracles are in our grasp. Sorry to do this, Valent, but I need the answers now. I think I'll start by dropping a truth that should shake things up. What do we have to drop? What can we drop? A miracle? New information we got? Maybe something new? Well, I have no idea what to do, not as long as I have this. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb that should shake things up, but right now I need answers. What bomb are we dropping? Oh. This? And what might that be? Yes, of course, the information. Yeah, I see it bears the Gramarye seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner. But I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast, and we gave it to Apollo then. Oh my god, and then he was like, I want to open it. Remember, he was like, I want to open it. Oh, that's so cool. What is this? A document showing the true recipients of the performance rights to Magnifie's miracles. What? Zach Gramarye, he wrote this? What, he passed everything to his daughter? Trucy Enigmar, actually. She's officially my daughter these days. Yeah, Phoenix. Preposterous. Zach is gone. Vanish into the void. This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. Where's the other rabbit? There's one down. Why does his fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived thrall to the dead? You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magnifie. Yes, it was Zach. It was! And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness. Do you think there might be some way out of it? Do you think there might be some way out of it? Say if you could prove Zach Gramarye shot Magnifie? Was that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need to do is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifie Gramarye? What? What? Right. My theory on this, but I'm not gonna do this yet. I'm gonna go back and talk to another person before this. My theory is that then they're saying that Talisa killed him or something. That Talisa still walked, because they didn't say they said she was missing, right? No, they said she died. They said she died, yeah. But we still don't know the exact truth of it, don't we now? Mr. Hat. Who really killed Gramarye? I think we need to get more information about the accident. Yeah, we'll come back to this. Because if it is then Talisa, and then the thing is like, right, there's no evidence I have really in my mind that I'm thinking that it could be Talisa, right? But the reason I say it could be Talisa is literally just because that's the only other person who is involved in this. And it's only information we have like as a picture. So maybe we go back to the Borscht Bowl Club. Unless we say Clavier, but again, there's no picture to show Clavier there. Okay, first of all, let's try this again. But we don't have enough information for the Apollo thing. Right? Like, all we have is like, we have a new picture of her. We have a new picture of her. That's freaking Apollo's bracelets. Those are Apollo's bracelets. This is the best reveal in Phoenix Wright history, in Ace Attorney history. So it's the gun is what we have to present first, isn't it? As a danger. Oh my god. So we don't need to find Apollo, although it would have been cool to talk to Apollo, but it would have been weird. He wouldn't have, because he wouldn't have talked to us at any point. He didn't say he talked to us. Oh my god, this is the best reveal in Ace Attorney history. I guarantee you, I'm saying this with 100% certainty. So there's someone else with that power, and that's Apollo. Or we could say Talisa. Are we gonna say Talisa maybe? Instead of saying Apollo? So maybe, or maybe not. Maybe we actually just present the picture. Maybe? Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Talisa was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met and he joined us at the Gramarye's as a guest in her show. After Talisa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. The bracelets! The freaking bracelets! I kind of know she was wearing them when I saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They are the Gramarye family ale. It's over. It's over. I'm done. I'm dead. This boy wears the bracelets just like these ones in the picture. What? So, that's why. Why what, Mr. Zack? I took this photograph with Lisa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. Oh, and that's like their connection? I bet I know where that other one went. She gave it to this boy. Her son. That is the best. Both of them at the same time. That's my favorite reveal in the history of Ace Attorney. I am obsessed. This strange power I myself do not know from where it comes. Yet the fact is that it passed down the Gramarye line. It runs in the veins. What is it? I asked her, Thalisa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others. Tension? Like us, we're like Apollo. If she were to face a person and they became tense even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of all. She wouldn't realize that she is subconsciously detecting his tension, without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects? Wait, was there something she wore? Yes, her bracelets. I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt like there was more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power could the bracelet... And Apollo's been wearing it ever since. He's never freaking taken it off. He's never taken it off. I made my decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Thank you. Holy hell. That is a whole hell of a lot of information to go through. So Trucy and Apollo. Trucy and Apollo? Well, how can you tell me at this point? But those two are brother and sister. Oh my god. I know it's like, I know I've known it now for the whole episode at this stage. But it's such, like I've said it, I'd said since the start, they have such a sibling relationship. Oh my god. And the brother too has the power of theirs. So Trucy has an older brother? I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Wright. Oh, and that's why Phoenix was so okay with him being like, yeah, you take care of her. That's your sister. Tonight after our game is done, I will return. I've chills. I have so many chills. I'll return to a life of hiding. I would not see her live with her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right. Yes. I'm in your debt once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth. So they're temperature sensitive or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of the wearer's wrist. And this has something to do with the power? What have I told you? The Gramarye power reacts to tension in others. When a Gramarye senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into a minute of contradictions of the muscles. So minute they cannot stress it on their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. With the bracelet on, I can sense these contradictions. Because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on the wrist. Precisely. But that alone doesn't count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough. And then the last one's eyesight. I'm in such a rare mood now. That was such a great reveal. Have you heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. If all relies on the ability to focus, then when we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of a face, and the meaning of that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crowd before one may distract it. So basically what you're saying is, the Gramarys can see really well? For them, seeing is more than believing, it is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional forces. Things are starting to come into focus more for me too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. What if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely! But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelet. You're talking about a poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary she probably does it without thinking. Yeah, it's such a small detail. It's different from court cases and you know, murder trials. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That is all I know of things Gramarye. Thank you, Mr. Zack. If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power.
I'll keep that in mind. Well, shall we play a game? I've said so much, let me say one more thing. I'll tell you of that night. The night of my mentor, Magnifi Grammary's pass from his world to the next. There were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifi's test. A test? In his last years, Magnifi Grammary worked us to the bone. No, to the pain. But that night I could not shoot him, so I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I give my art to you, Shaq. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. For you shot well tonight, Shaq. Though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor. Wah! I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then, of course, I would have given Valent his chance. And if I shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valent were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go, and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Ah. Yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zack. And I'm sorry. I've done much that was wrong in my day. It seems to me that Magnifi wanted you to be his... Oh, sorry, I keep getting it wrong today, guys. And it happens to me sometimes. Literally, it's just like I forget to read the actual name. That's it. It seems to me that Magnifi wanted you to be a successor all along. That's why the time gave you... he was earlier than Valence. Perhaps, but it's not something we'll ever know for sure. I wonder what is Valent up to these days. Waiting for you to die. If 7 years passes like this, performance rights go to him. And now here I am, and his dream has ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me they've put the blame for Armenta's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zack. There were even rumors that Valent had helped you pull it off. But that's madness, so he didn't kill him. Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. What? Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated, even though I'm dead? One more act to perform? That night Zack Grammary was killed. He died as Shoddy Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. 7 years past, I, Zachary, murdered my mentor. He wanted to leave him. So incredible. Incredible. His confession to use as I saw fit. Of course, he killed no one. This is his way of trying to tie up loose ends with his old partner, Valent Grammary. Oh my, that's what we have to present to Valent. I have chills. This whole trial is incredible. This whole investigation is incredible. So we have to go back to Sunshine Coliseum next time, guys. This is, okay, I'm going to say this right now. This, to me, is the best investigation we've ever done. It's so much fun. It's so incredible. It ties together so well. I want to thank all of you for supporting this series. Apollo and Trucy are brother and sister, which is so much fun and makes so much sense now. I want to thank TIE Fire 2, JB Bull, Janet the Banana, Normal Kara, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, George Candelaria, Eskun, Yuled, Radish, Fruity, Summer Oasis, Death Trap, Anusta, Ciabatta Bread, and Malcolm Conde.